Here is Miniature Man as we start off part 2 here on this Wednesday morning with Papi. This is Miniature Man right here.
Yes,
You're my
okay.
sweetie. That's You're my sweetie. We struggle there. And this gray is JSP. Don't want to come off the rails, sitting into the rails. Hardball trying to get him off the rails. Passal one back light bay there. J Speed is still giving Robert Aladdin some problems there. Here is Miss Moneypenny. And here is Margarita with Con Ellis. This is Margarita, Con Ellis. H. Harrison. Chestnut there. Exercise rider. Going around too. She Who Has No Name with Raman Napier. This is She Who Has No Name. Here is Princess Catalia with Rataj Marwer. That's Princess Catalia. And here is Blitzstrike on the finish with Mr. Samuda. This is Blitzstrike with Mr. Samuda there. Right here in the red nose here is Princess Ifea, Giovanni Forbes, and Is That a Fact with Shane Ellis. Is That a Fact with Shane Ellis. Leading the way with the Abigail Abel, a youngster for Jason DaCosta, Sadiki Blake, and Javon Garvin Harris is on the other to the back. There you have Boom Chestnut, Marvin Bay, and Mario Chestnut for Jason DaCosta. On the fence there now, Danwell Dawes in Orange Dark Bay.
And Carlos,
N. Smith, Carlos Dark Bay. E. Semple and Omar Walker.
Yeah, no, this is one newspaper of record.
Newspaper of records in front. J. Speed the gray on the fence. And You're My Sweetie in yellow in the middle. Drifting wide is You're My Sweetie. Here is Curlew Grey Horse there. And on the fence is Solo Black with Philip Parchment. Looking nice is Solo Black. There is Cutout coming up with Wesley Henry. This one here is Cutout with Wesley Henry in blinkers. This is Cutout. Here is Miss Moneypenny finishing up, looking nice on the gallop. Is Miss Moneypenny galloping nicely. Here is Flag of Victory with Andrew Wright. Princess Catalia on a gallop there. And here is Spitz and Khan and Prince Saman going past in the yellow and black is Prince Saman. And to the back there is Big Show Chestnut, red bandages and blue. And the red saddle cloth. Going around too, Gary Griffiths, little dark bee right here. C. Ferguson dark bee going down with Massapang, Trevor Johnson. And coming up is this little one here. Would a little chestnut that belongs to Bash? H. Harrison Jr. Little chestnut right there. Moving nicely. Matthew J. Bears here with Nicardo Carr. Sistine Treasure goes through the middle there with D. Brown. Sashan in the white cap there with Radish Roman.
On the inside, Slam Sharp in the red.
On the inside here, Slam Sharp in the red. Passing by the Costa 3 youngsters. So that's Slam Sharp going around in the red hat. Marvin Bay, Boom Chestnut. Mario Chestnut is at the back. Colin Blair youngster here. O'Meal Rose. This is Colin Blair youngster. Bears there with O'Meal Rose. Gary Sabrati Chestnut that ran with the Blaze Face. J. Lewis is aboard this one. Colin Blair, little youngster here. Light Bay. Baby horse here, setting off. Here is Fire Rocket said. Yes. Fire Rocket said. Didn't fire the last time he came on. Rocket Fire said. I think so, yeah. I like the name though, even though I'm not sure. Here is No Apology. Theophilus Jackson. No Apology, moving nice. Big Show Chestnut there. On the fence with Richard Bird. Gary Griffith's Little Dark Bay here. Sistine Treasure there on the fence. That's Sistine Treasure on the fence. And Sashan finishing up. That's Sashan with Radish Roman in the white hat. And Colin Ferguson, Dark Bay with Masapang there finishing up as well. Here is Rocket Fire said, setting off. East Tone, Rocket Fire said. And we are going around to Matthew J. Williams, Importee, Stripe B there. And another one, Matthew J. Dark B. Here is Princess Ifire with Giovanni Forbes. And Wall Street Trader with Shane Richardson. In the middle there is Wall Street Trader and Shane Richardson. Here is Sergio, Little Bears here. Customary pink bandages with Everett Clunes. Okay, nice little galloper there. Here is Philip Fiani, Saddlehead Bay, going down O'Neill Mullins and Byron Bay there. Here is Tiger Meadat with Romaine Garden. This is Tiger Meadat. Gary Sobrati Chestnut with J. Lewis. And O. Williams Importee Bay there with Clive Lynch. O. Williams Importee Bay. Here is Spitz and Can. This one right here is Spitz and Can. Here is F. Williams Stripe Bay with Liquorman. Blue Sensation, that one with Aaron Chattery in the green pants. That's Blue Sensation. On the reverse going down is the Big Divine Force with Ian Spence. Is Ian Spence going down with Divine Force on the reverse. Anthony Babanunis youngsters there. Richie Shakes on that one. Shane Ellis is on Bandit Chestnut there. Shane Ellis is taking that one down. Here is Fiani Bobby with Kerry Gay Robinson. This is Bob Beas there with Kerry Gay Robinson. Here is Native Flyer with Jordan Barrett. This is Native Flyer with Jordan Barrett going down. Colin Bear, Little Bear shot. Yes, moving nicely. Nice little action there. Colin Bear's yours there. I know you will be watching. Tyrone Green going on a chestnut there for N.W. Smith. Here is Genealogy. This is Genealogy with Emilia McLean. This one, Genealogy. Looking nice. Moving nicely as well is Genealogy. Here is AJ taking down Captain Sparrow. That's AJ. Here is the Little Bears for Dalton Sergio going through with Everett Clunes for pink bandages. Tenika Wolf on Azan Small Bay. And going around to Captain Fire said. Rocket. Sorry about that. Rocket Fire said. That's a good horse. So watch what the start is. Here is Illy's Dream. Clifford Garden going down with Illy's Dream.
This is Rookie. Rhythm Buzz.
Right here is DT Papa on Rhythm Buzz. Gurvan on the fence in black there. Robert Aladdin. Azan Dark Bay. Shaim Garden. That's the Dark Bay flashing up the tails there, going around the corner. N.W. Smith, Grey Spot, Chestnut, Grey Spot Chestnut there. And behind is Hilly's Dream, another chestnut. Clifford Sticky Garner setting off on that one. Here is Naval Bears there. For Gary Sabrati with Con Ellis. Right here is Andrew Wright. First offense going down. This is Andrew Wright. Here is Divine Force coming down on the reverse. One of my favorite horse, Divine Force. Look at Ian Spence and Divine Force. And here is Oral Eden, chestnut there. And going down is Cosme with Paul Francis. That one is Cosme going down. That's Theophilus. Theophilus is looking nice. Here is King's Crown. Rayon Lewis setting off on King's Crown there. Captain Sparrow in red cap. And Cosme to the back. So that's Captain Sparrow and Cosme. Paul Francis on Cosme. This one here is 10 Cent Chunk Chestnut. Gurvano. There is Gurvano finishing up. Robert Aladdin. Gurvano. First offense setting off with Andrew Wright. This is first offense. Trainer Azan Dark Bay in front of Native Flyer. Shaim Garden. Native Flyer with Jordan Barrett. Thiani Pier. Saddle Bay. And Byron Bay in the red bandages. Going around to Norblar, Wesley Henry. Baba Nunes Ballad, Bears there. Baba Nunes, Damian Bay. And there is Gary Sabrati, Naval, Little Bears there. N.W. Smith, Spot Chestnut. That's the Spot Chestnut going wide with Tyrone Green. There is two Baba Nunes youngsters there. Look at them. Richie Shakes and Shane Ellis. Bandit Chestnut is the one on the outside. Here is Illy's Dream. Clifford Garden, Illy's Dream. Barrington Bernard pair of Bears is there. And here is Get a Pepsi. Right here is Get a Pepsi. And here is Manny Slam setting off Rataj Marware. And King's Crown on the finish with Rayan Lewis. That's King's Crown. And on the finish is Captain Sparrow on the finish. Giovanni Forbes. And Little Man is on a little small stripe bead there for F. Williams. Little Man is on a little one. Javon Prince is also on a youngster here. Oh, it's on Little Groovy Thing. Little Groovy Thing. Passed by there in the orange bandages is Cosme. That's Cosme with Paul Francis. And this one here is Little Groovy Thing in the pink hat. Javon Prince. Right here is Money Mission with Carlton Malcolm. This one, Money Mission, Carlton Malcolm.
Costa, Bam Chestnut.
Jason DaCosta 2 there.
Bam Chestnut.
Bob Chestnut with Abigail Abel and Junior Bay with Papi. There is Money Mission setting off with Carlton Malcolm running wildly. Money Mission. Here is First Offense with Andrew Ride. This one is First Offense with Andrew Ride. And the Baba Nunes horse is there finishing up. Barlet Bay in orange with Omar Walker and Damian Bay in blinkers. Demar Williams in yellow. F. Richards, Chestnut, and Gray there. Right here is Nobler on the finish with Wesley Henry. Here is the two youngsters here. Barrington Bernard youngsters there. Sadiki Blake and Dimitri Senior. Here is Miss Brayton going down. Radish Roman, Miss Brayton. Who this? And this black one moving nicely here is Manny Slam. Rataj Maria and Manny Slam. Robert Pearson, youngsters here. Bay Philly, Romaine Garden, Orange Man, Beas there, with Shane Richardson. Courtney Williams Chestnut there with Raman Napier. Courtney Williams Chestnut. Here is Money Mission finishing lively. Yes, Money Mission there moving nicely. Bomb Chestnut and Junior Bay for Jason DaCosta. And here is Pretty Michelle right here. This one, Pretty Michelle. I would have it, Emilia. Yeah. Emilia McLean is on Pretty Michelle.
For trainer Smith.
Trainer Nick Smith. Nicholas Smith, Pretty Michelle. And there is that little Passard, white mouth chestnut there. And here is Miss Brayton. Look at Miss Brayton go with Radish Roman. That's Miss Brayton. Pretty Michelle teams up with the two Robert Pearson there. Competing these two is Pretty Michelle. Pretty Michelle is on the outside. Here is Come Home to Me with Gavin Harris. This is Come Home to Me, looking really nice. Byron Davis being blinkers here with Chadwick Budai. Chadwick Budai is on this one. So Byron Davis there. Finishing up is Get a Pepsi. Look at Get a Pepsi. California Gold. Clive Lynch here. Not looking bad either. Pulling through nicely. California Gold. Get a Pepsi there is nice. Here is Byron Davis. Bay Philly going down with Everty Clunis. Yes, going down with Everty. Anthony Babanunis youngsters here. Setting off. Romaria Spencer. Aaron Chatry in the green pants. Setting off right there. T. Chung Bias there going down with Dennis Brown. That's T. Chung Bias with Dennis Brown. And here is Miss Brayton. This one here is Miss Brayton. Radish Roman. And Miss Brayton there. Fitzgerald Williams. Gray and Chestnut there. Finishing up. Courtney Williams, little Chestnut here with Raman Napier. This is the Chestnut for Courtney Williams. Passard White Mouth there. Eber Bears, and Pretty Michelle running away, leaving the two that she sets off with. She's at the front there with them, going around the corner. She beats them up. Robert Pearson, two little bears there. Pretty Michelle is in front. Runaway, leave those two. And remember, Pretty Michelle, now trained by Nicholas Smith, will give you the proper name of Pretty Michelle when she's on the paper. And going down is who Orchin the Depan? Pineapple with Orchin going down. Runaway Bay to the fence there in red blinkers with Jackie Flynn in black. That's Runaway Bay. At the back, 4 purple bandages. T-Chung Stripe Bears. Runaway Bay going around the corner. That's Runaway Bay going around the corner there. And here is the 2 horses there. Finishing up for Anthony Baba Nunes, Aaron Chatry on the outside. Here is the Gall going down. This one is the Gall going down. Gary Griffiths Bay in the yellow and black with Ryan Lewis going through the middle of the 2 Baba Nunes youngsters there going down. Here is Ale the Queen with Tanika Wolf. This one is Ale the Queen with Tanika. There goes Ale the Queen. Spencer Chung, young chestnut there with the exercise rider. D. Davis Bay on the inside. E. Burke Bay on the outside, and they are moving really nice. Those 2 youngsters looking good. Jack is wearing black on those 2 this morning. Right here is Doubly Cash on the act there with Nicardo Carr. Looking good is Doubly Cash. Baba Nunes, youngsters there. Pass by. Here is Ian Roberts, Dark Bay, Marky Dark Bay there. DT, Devon Thomas. There is Runaway Bay on the finish. That's Runaway Bay on the finish. Here is the Gall setting off. This one here is the Gall. Gary Griffiths Longtail Bay. It's tied up this morning, but it's the Longtail Bay. The tail is tied up this morning. D. Brown, T-Chung, Charlie Bay there. 2 Stevens Doddle youngsters here at the front. These 2 for Stephen Todd. Stephen Todd, Jake Bay with Philip Parchment. On the outside is Marlon Chestnut. Fremantle Bay on the outside of Plummer and Rowan Gray. Full red. And that's Con Ellis. Al Brown Little Bay sets off there. Stripe Bay with Shaim Garden. Oh, okay. Baba Nunes Spear there. Small Bay and Small Chestnut, Anthony Baba Nunes. Here is tapping in on the trot with Omar Walker. This one is tapping in. Anthony Baba Nunes 2, Wesley Henry on the outside. AJ Allen. Blue Persuasion, Shane Ellis.
No, man.
How would I?
Up front. Shane Ellis is on the back.
Oh, Blue Persuasion in front there. In the white. And Bob the Builder in the black. Going in the middle of the track. There. The yellow blinkers is Bob the Builder. Gary Griffiths Bay to the black and yellow, past them and going around the corner there. And right here is Royal Maverick in blue blinkers. This is Royal Maverick. I know this. Here is the Gall. This one is the Gall. Cantering from the 5th straight is the Gall. Here is Miss Marbella with Garvin Harris going down. is
Yeah,
Miss
so come up with
Marbella.
the album,
And here is Al Brown, little youngsters with Shaheem Garden. Look at him go. Race once.
No, she non-started.
Oh, she non-started. Al Brown horse there. And there is
Now a Fremantle chest.
Fremantle,
Richard, B and Chestnut in the middle.
Richard, Bay and Chestnut in the middle.
And D Plummer, Rowan Gray on the inside.
D Plummer, Roan Grey on the inside in red.
Yeah.
And here is Jack Daniel with Eastone. That's Jack Daniel with Eastone there. Gary Griffith's little grey horse here, always working by himself. This little grey, Gary Griffiths. Little grey taking it easy. Here is Miss Marbella setting off there. And right here to the fence is Brampton Alex with Clifford Sticky Garden. Baba Nunes Chestnut and Rifle Bay horse here. Here they are. AJ Allen in the red cap, Wesley Henry on the outside. And Rifle Bay horse. Here is Blue Persuasion, Theophilus Jackson. Blue Persuasion right there. Finishing up with Theophilus. Here is Royal Maverick. Finishing up as well with Struggle, Demar Williams, that's Royal Maverick. And Shane Ellis takes over Bob the Builder now. This is Shane Ellis and Bob the Builder. Al Brown, youngsters there, going down, all three. All three. Here is the grey, Speed and Wheels. This one is Speed and Wheels. And there is Jack Daniel passing by with Eastone. That's Jack Daniel. Al Brown youngster sets off. That's Damien, Michael, and the little female there. Yeah, she's coming on nicely. There she is. Another one of Al Brown youngsters there. This is a big one. In blinkers, turns around. Setting off. Miss Marbella here on the finish. This one is Miss Marbella finishing up. Here is tapping in on the finish. So this is Omar Walker and tapping in, and I'm gonna be tapping out with Omar Walker and tapping in this morning. So we're throwing in coalition with Papi right here, as he's so close by with Papi and coalition. So there is Omar Walker on his last on tapping in there. And coalition could be an interesting one for you viewers. So there is coalition and Papi, younger brother. And we are going to be closing with the Fit Cherry Blossom, an informed Cherry Blossom coming through right here. Who gave Clive Lynch his first win there. So this is Cherry Blossom there, heading home. Have a great day. Have a cherry today.